A very good morning to my dear students and welcome to our social science class. I hope everyone is doing well and good and you have gave your exams pretty well. So here we will study about how they settle their life and what type of houses they made. So let's see. Archaeologists have found traces of huts or houses at some sites. So the important sites where traces of huts and houses were found was Burzahum, which is located in present-day Kashmir, right? So peat houses were found. Maybe these were dug into the ground, and steps were it was like made of steps leading to their home, so that they can provide themselves in cold weather, protect themselves in cold weather. And also they found the hearths both inside then outside of the house. Hearths are used for cooking food, okay, chulha. So these are found both outside and inside of the house, and archaeologists may have assumed that based depending upon the weather, maybe people cook food, whether if it's hot they would cook food outside, and if it's cold they would cook food inside, okay. Stone tools have been found from many sites as well. Many of these are different from the earlier Paleolithic tools. Now we know in Paleolithic age, the stones were bigger in size, right? And they used to go for pressure flaking and stone to stone technique to make some weapons, but tools which were found in these sites were different from the Paleolithic tools, and that is why they are known as Neolithic. These include tools that were polished to give a fine cutting edge, and mortars and pestles. Mortar and pestle means grinding. In every house we have got udal like that to grind masalas, or to grind rice and all, to make a paste. So mortars and pestles used for grinding grain and other plant produce. Mortars and pestles are used for grinding grain even today. Several thousand years later, at the same time, tools of the Paleolithic types continued to be made and used. And remember, some tools were also made of bone. So basically we came to know that here in this particular topic, that houses were made, cooking hearths were found, then tools were different from the Paleolithic age, and also mortars and pestles were used to grind grains now also and then also, and also tools made with bones were found. Next we have, okay, tools are made for cooking food, especially grain, rice, wheat, and lentils, and now became an important part of the diet. So, besides, they began weaving clothes using different kinds of materials, for example, cotton, that could now be grown. So when they settled themselves in a particular area known as Burzahum, so these were the changes that were found. They started cooking rice, started cooking wheat and lentils, and also they started weaving clothes with some material which is mostly known as cotton now, right? So these things change everywhere and all at once, not quite, right? So in many areas, men and women still continue to hunt and gather. So maybe in Burzahum, people were developing with many ideas, but in many other places they were still hunting and gathering food and eating, surviving by hunting and gathering, and not by settling them like people of Burzahum. In many years, men and women still continue to hunt and gather food, and elsewhere, people adopted farming and herding slowly over several thousand years. Besides, in some cases, people tried to combine these activities, doing different things during different seasons. So, all these activities were carried out by people in different seasons, depending upon the type of climate for growing crops and vegetables. So, this is how they started settling their life. And next we have about their customs and practices. So archaeology does not tell us directly about this. Scholars have studied the lives of people of present day farmers who practice simple agriculture, right? They have also studied the lives of herders. Many of these farmers and herders live in group called tribes. So tribes are the group of people where all the farmers and herders live together. Please keep in mind and underline, okay? Scholars find that they follow certain customs and traditions that may existed earlier as well. So nowadays, whom we call as tribes, they actually show similar kind of habits like people of the earlier as well. So these are some of the features of tribes. So usually 2 or 3 generations live together in small settlement or villages. Most families are related to one another, and groups of such families form a tribe. So tribes is a formation of farmers and herders, and along with 2 3 generations together. It means that grandfather, grandmother, father, son, and father, son, 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 father, son, then son's son if you get married. So all these three generations used to live together, and that is known as tribe. And they usually live in a small settlement. Okay. So members of a tribe follow occupations such as hunting, gathering, farming, herding, and fishing. So these are the occupations done by the tribe, that is hunting, gathering, farming, herding, and fishing. And women do most of the agricultural work, including ground, sowing seeds, looking after growth, growing of plants, and harvesting grain. Children often look after plants, driving away animals and birds that might eat them. So women also thresh, husk, and grind grains, which are the processes which are needed for procuring grains. And men usually lead large herds of animals in search of pastures. Then children often look after small flocks. The cleaning of animals and milking is done by both men and women. Both men and women make pots, baskets, tools, huts. They also take part in singing, dancing, and decorating their huts. So these are the activities and customs and practices which are done by tribes. And next topic and the next continuation we have, some men are regarded as leaders. They may be old and experienced, or as we have Gaon Bura or Gaon Panchayat. Likewise, in tribes also there is a leader who is experienced and who is old and who is regarded as young, brave, warrior, or priest. Old women are respected for their wisdom and experience. Along with men, even older women were also regarded as leaders of wisdom and experience. So tribes have rich and unique cultural traditions, including their own language, music, stories, and painting. So they have their own cultural traditions which are different from us, and they have their own language, music, stories, and paintings. They have also their own gods and goddesses, right? So what makes our tribes different from many other societies? You will study about it in that. Land, forest, grassland, and water are regarded as the wealth of the entire tribe. So for a tribe, having land, water, grassland, and water is a having land, forest, grassland, and water are the biggest wealth of an entire tribe. If you have all this for 3 important things, it means that you are very rich tribe, and everybody shares and issues this together, you uses this together. There is no sub difference between rich and the poor. So out here there is no caste system, everyone live in a settlement. But out of that, one is the leader who has got experience and young, brave, he's a brave warrior, or someone who has got wisdom experience. So these are all about tribes. You will write the features of tribes. I'm giving you the assignment after this video. So students, kindly go through the video, and if there is any doubt, feel free to ask me. So thank you, have a nice day, and God bless you.